Hi there, my name's Craig and I'm an alcoholic. Today's all about braiding, and I'm going to be braiding this 24-pin extension lead that I picked up. Unfortunately, I got a bit carried away with taking the pins out, so I'm afraid I'm starting halfway through. Now I just used 2 staples to do this. You can get special tools, pin removers and such, but I'm a cheapskate. So all I'm doing is I'm just going to use these 2 staples, one either side of the pin, and just slot them in a little bit to start with. And then if you've got some needle nose pliers or anything like that, you can grab hold of them and push them in a little bit more. They don't go in too far, but if you can see, if you ever have a look at a 24-pin extension, you can see where the tabs are, and you can gauge how far the staples need to go in, or the tool needs to go in. Once they're in, give the pin a little bit of a pull from the bottom just to release it, and then I found that because the staples are a little bit too big, I had to pull them out again, and that released the pin, and there you go. Doddle! Oh, if only it was that easy. Hours and hours of my life wasted trying to work out how to do it with a staple. So now we're on to a bit of high-speed footage. As you can see, I've already been braiding furiously, and I'm sure everyone knows how to braid. I'd like to hope you do. I've got some heat shrink tubing there, all cut to the same size. A little bit sad of me that they're all the same size. And a lot of people these days are into individual sleeving. I've decided not to go with that, but I am individually heat shrinking each cable, just for that last bit of finished look. So heat shrink tubing on the ends all the way down to the bottom, and once they're on, you get a heat gun or a flame or a hairdryer or whatever you happen to find, and that'll shrink up the tubing quite easily. Now a large piece to go over all 6, and there's some nice shiny bright green braiding. The easiest way I found to put braiding on is stick a pen or a pencil or something the same sort of size through first. It opens up the braiding and means that the cables don't catch on the braiding halfway down. Says he, getting it stuck. Never mind, there we go, it's that sorted. And then it's a case of putting the heat shrink over the top of the braiding. Some people put the heat shrink on first and then thread it over the cables. Other people do it the way I'm doing it. Personal preference, really, I think. And we won't be doing that one up just yet. Just making sure all the leads are in the right place so they don't get crushed. And then putting on the other piece of other piece of heat shrink, just so that you don't forget. A little bit fiddly, this one. Now that that's on, it makes life a little bit easier. Saves having to undo all the pins again. And as you can see, I've heated those 6 pins up so that the heat shrink tubing has done its job. I'm just going to slide this one over as well. And onto the other end, make sure I'm putting on the 6 individual bits of heat shrink again. Nothing worse with only doing one end. Did that before. Got it all put together and sorted, and then went, oh damn, I've got all these bits of heat shrink tubing left over. And then it's just a case of making sure that you're putting all the pins in the right place. Thankfully I had another extension lead to go with, or you can just go with the other ends of the pins. They are easy to put in, but sometimes you just need a little bit of help with some pliers or anything just to push them in that last little bit. Do make sure you put them in the right direction. I'm not going to be liable if you blow your own power supply or motherboard. especially when there's two colours, as I'm doing doing them in sections. When there's two colours the same, I've got two yellows there, for instance. Although they may supply the same voltage and things like that, it's probably best not a good idea to get them wrong way around. Move the braiding back a bit just to give myself a bit of elbow room or knuckle room, and then just pushing them in as well. Nearly done now. I'm only going to be showing you the 24 pin at the moment. I don't think you'd want to see me doing all of the other cables that I've got to do, including SATA leads and God alone knows what else. So it's just a case of warming those up and shrinking the heat shrink down a bit with a, as I say, with a hairdryer or something, and then slide the other bits of heat shrink over the ends of the braiding just to tidy it up a bit, hold it in its place, and then give them a quick blow dry or heat gun or whatever, and there you are, onto the final product. Looks quite good. There's a couple of bits that I might change and take to bits and do again, but otherwise that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.